College Track Sacramento has been selected as one of 20 nonprofits across the country and the only one here in Northern California to receive a grant to help their work in helping students confront systemic barriers to earn a bachelor's degree. Luisana Victorica has been running the local site, and she just celebrated her one-year anniversary with the program, and she's here now to tell us what she's doing to help Sacramento students. Hello, Luisana.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. So first of all, I want to hear all about College Track Sacramento, what it is you guys do and how it helps students.
Yeah, so College Track Sacramento is a college completion program, and we work with students from ninth grade until they graduate from college. Our goal is to make sure that we give them access to the resources they need to be successful and go to their, not only the dream college, but graduate.
So I want to congratulate you. You've been with the program now. You hit the 12-month mark. Talk a little bit more about yourself and the impact that you're having on College Track's mission here in the Cap City.
Well, I've worked with young people for most of my career. I was a school guidance counselor in New York for a long time, but I am originally from Oakland. So for me, being able to work in Sacramento and support students that are first generation like I am has been really important. So one of the main things that I noticed when I started working here was that COVID affected a lot of our students. They needed more touch points with us, and family members needed more support from us also. So we make sure that we connected with them, gave them the resources that they needed, provided them with mental health support if that was necessary, but also just I think reviewed what they experienced when they were in school remotely and made sure that we aligned with them so that when they were planning for college, every single party was involved in what was necessary. And I think it's important for all students to have access to our program. So since I started, I opened the doors for any student living and attending school in Sacramento to have access to us and apply. So that's been a huge, significant achievement since we started here.
Yeah, and I think you made a great point because a lot of students really need this support and maybe even lack the guidance. Parents a lot of times have trouble navigating it, much less as a younger student who doesn't really have that life experience. So I do agree that this is really important to be able to guide these kids who want to go to college, want to be successful. Now, you got this really important grant from U.S. Bank, and it's focused on supporting emerging leaders like yourself. Tell us about receiving this grant, how exciting that is, and how it's going to help.
Yeah, it's been a really great thing working with U.S. Bank. We've worked with them since 2014, and to be able to start with College Track over this last year and be recognized for the work that we're doing is going to make a huge difference in the sort of access that we provide our students. They're really focused on addressing economic disparities, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make it easier for students to go to college and do what they wish. As a first generation student myself, this is the kind of support that would have been really helpful for me and my family.
And what kind of feedback do you get from the students who've been going through the program?
They seem relieved, like, I can't believe that you're helping me do this, that you've opened up the doors. I think even family members, they've always pushed, I really want them to go to college and it's really important, but how do I do it? And so being able to connect with them and hear their stories has, made this my life's work. And they are really excited, especially now that we've opened up the site.
As we talked about the grant and the partnership with U.S. Bank, does that help you help them even more?
Well, yeah, I think our partnership is almost seamless. They work with us so often. They, give students opportunities to intern and give them feedback. They're a part of our community. So I think having them connect with us one-on-one that way has made, their work almost really more impactful than they probably imagine.
And then, so we just started a new school year. And then when we get to spring, right, as we look forward to the end of the school year, College Track Sacramento will celebrate its first college graduates. Are you really looking forward to that?
I am so excited and so are our students, because I think, they've worked so hard over this last couple of years and they've experienced so much that it's really beautiful to see the students that made this program possible in Sacramento now fulfill their dreams. It's almost like I think I'm more excited for them than they realize, because they started this. They had a dream, you know, for 8 years ago now, and now they're sort of crossing that second threshold, and their parents almost can't believe they're still their babies, you know, and so we're excited.
Of course, of course. Luisana, I'm so excited to hear about this. It's really positive news. What you're doing, I think, is wonderful in the community, and I'm sure these students, these families are really appreciative. If you want to learn more about this program, you can head over to collegetrack.org.